What is working right now in 2024?
Yeah, I mean, what's working right now, I think people love and can connect with authenticity. And I think when people just pull up their phone and start documenting their journey, they start giving value. We're seeing, guys like Sam Selleck just document his bodybuilding journey, and there's no editing. And, there's a place for that on YouTube where people can sit down like this, have a conversation, and as long as I think people are real, authentic, vulnerable in front of the camera, sharing, I think what you've done on the podcast, there's just a lot of success there because people want to relate with people, you know? People want to hear your story. People want to hear your advice.
Yeah.
And I think about Alex Hermosi, and I think you've had him on the podcast, or you mentioned you're friends with him. Or,
Yeah, we're buddies. Had him on the pod, yep.
And early on in his YouTube journey, people like kind of roasted him because he would just shoot on a little webcam, and he would just shoot these videos in his little, like, it looked like a closet. It was his office.
It was literally a closet.
It was a closet.
It was underneath his stairs.
Okay, perfect. So he's under stairs like Harry Potter, just shooting these YouTube videos, but they're getting a lot of views and they're helping a ton of people, and he's growing his brand. And it's not because of the editing. It's not because he's doing anything fancy, but he's extraordinary. He's someone who's achieved a lot, and now he's documenting and helping and kind of giving back, and people, how can you not watch that?
I love that you use the word authentic. Authenticity is something that I've always strived for throughout my career, and we live in a day and age where there's a lot of unauthentic people, right? Inauthentic, or however the word is, right? A lot of fakers, a lot of people that are flexing and look at my Ferrari and, all that jazz. It's funny. I was actually just one of my business partners, Levi. I was talking with him earlier, and we were talking about how just like authenticity is really the thing that sells these days, and that I've had a chance throughout my career, and especially with launching this podcast, to be in the same room of a lot of very successful people, guys that are worth tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions of dollars. And it's interesting, once you kind of pass that 10 million threshold, the people are way more down to earth and authentic than you would ever think. But it's a lot of people that are just starting to make it. They think that there's a certain way you're supposed to act, right? You're supposed to be in your face with the cars and the girls and like all these things. But the reality is like the true successful individuals, like that's not what they're about, and I think a lot of people are finally starting to catch on to that, like, maybe these guys aren't rich, they're just acting like they're rich, or they aren't successful, or maybe there is happiness outside of money, right? Like, and so I love that word. I love that's the stuff that's working in 2024.
Well, and you got to be careful because people only see, a lot of people are just going to see you on YouTube, see you online, and then they're going to meet you in person. And if you're a different person, it's like, that's not a good thing. And so I think it's like, it's just a good thing. Like, just be yourself and show up on camera. I think people feel that and can relate to that. And so it's interesting though, hearing you say that, like, because I think from my perspective, and oftentimes what gets views on YouTube is the flashiness, but I really think, I think like Gen Z, and I think a lot of just young people can relate to guys like you who say, listen, I can't have all these things, but I don't have these things. It doesn't make me happy. So I guess it's refreshing too, just to hear you say that. But yeah, I always think too, like, what you're posting online, it's like, people are going to meet you in person one day too,
Right. So, they're going to say, like, does this really check out, or is he
exactly.
just faking? Yeah. It's an interesting day and age that we live in.